ICRC-TV is pleased to present OHSAA Boys Varsity Basketball. Tonight, the Walnut Hills Eagles have traveled up 71 and across side 275 to take on the Milford Eagles. Hello everyone, I'm Glenn Olson, joined by my partner Mike Lorienti. Mike, Milford has had an extended layoff due to the COVID virus and the pandemic that we're all experiencing, but looking forward to teeing it up with Walnut Hills this evening.
Yeah, Glenn, they've been off. We had an opportunity to talk to the JV head coach, Craig Ricker, before we came on the air. And it's been 17 days. They've been shut down, the boys. Now, the girls have been playing, but the boys were shut down. So, yeah, it could be a little rusty for Milford to start the game.
The Walnut Hills Eagles come into this game at 11-2 and 7-1 in the conference. Milford is 6-6 and 4-3. These teams did meet earlier in the year, back in December, which was a 62-48 Walnut Hills victory, which was a close game at halftime. Coach Rick told us.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, we did get some information that number 11. That is Owen Murray, who is the second leading scorer for Walnut Hills, will be inactive tonight. So there's 12 points a game that's coming out of that scoring. So somebody else on that team's going to have to pick up the slack.
Coach Ricardo Hill always seems to find a way to have a loaded roster and a next man up mentality. You did mention the extended layoff. The Eagles played on January 8th, a close loss to Turpin, 47-45, and then did not play again until January 27th, this past Wednesday, when they were a winner against the West Claremont Wolves, 61-56.
Yep.
So we're just about set to tee it off. The starters for Walnut Hills are Floyd, Bostic, Pointer, Miller, and McKinley. For the Eagles, it will be Dickerson, Nyang, Owens, Hanna, and Botley. Referees for tonight's contest: Daniel Dalton, Brad Kelly, and Adam Sensabaugh. And we're underway from Milford. The Eagles control the opening tip. Walnut Hills in a zone look initially. Good ball movement by the Eagles. Shot goes up, no good. Rebounded easily by Floyd. Comes Walnut Hills, their first offensive possession of the evening. Shot goes up from the right side, and a three-pointer for Javion Bostic, sophomore guard. Now Walnut Hills is going to go into a full court press. Milford's able to cross the timeline. Shot from the left side goes up, switches the nylon for Alex Hanna.
That's a good sign for Milford, because they do like to shoot those threes, and Hanna is the leading scorer for the Eagles, so he starts off real good.
Aggressive defense being played by Milford. Shot goes up from the left side and falls through for Walnut Hills.
Looked like Walnut Hills was going to do a full court press, but they backed out. They're playing man-to-man. Milford started the game running zones.
Figure when Hanna hit that first three, we're going to get the man-to-man look quickly. Nyang baseline
Nice
drive
move.
up and off the glass. Doesn't get the foul, but gets the bucket.
Oh, that was a nice move, Glenn. He had that first step on that baseline, took it hard to the rim, and banked it in.
Walnut Hills back down in their offensive half court now. Good offensive movement on the floor. Calling out the directions, Max Pointer.
Walnut Hills comes in tonight, Glenn, averaging almost 62 points a game. Milford 53, so we could have a very high-scoring game here tonight.
Fully anticipating that. You know, when Coach Rick came up to talk to us, he told us, you know, it's not defense that's a problem for Milford. It's whether the shooting is hot or cold.
Yeah.
Shot again from the right side will fall through for Bostic. That's 2 3-pointers so far. Walnut Hills leads 8-5.
He comes in tonight averaging almost 9 points a game. He's 2/3 of the way to his average, and we're just 3 minutes into the first period.
Nyang had a hot game himself this past weekend against West Claremont, and a foul on the floor against the Milford Eagles. It's going to go on Nyang. Eight to 5, 5:50 here in the opening quarter. You are watching ICRC-TV Sports in case you've tuned in late. A little bit of trouble for Walnut Hills underneath. Milford comes up with the ball, nearly lost it, but able to hang on to it for Milford was Dickerson. Nyang again out on the right side. He's looking for a screen. Now he'll back off, reset things up top. Dribbles inside the arc, passes it off.
Got a mismatch down there, Glenn.
Sure. Niang passes it away, though.
Yeah, he had the opportunity. He could have taken it to the rim.
Jump stop, and now we're going to get a pass. Thought we were going to get a shot out of that. Good defense and a steal by Floyd. Down just outside the Milford lane. Walnut Hills with a chance to expand their 3-point lead. Travel, no foul. Maybe got him for the extra step.
Yeah, I thought so too, Glenn. I was noticing when Floyd was bringing the ball down the court on that last turnover, he ran right smack into Hannah. Hannah, football player, right?
Yeah.
He didn't move.
Yeah. So Milford foul. He's called on Eli Dickerson.
Oh, nice. That was nice hands over there by Nine. Knocked the ball, last touch by Walnut Hill, so Milford's going to get it on the turnover.
Here come the substitutions. Starting already for Joe Cameron. We know he loves to use his bench. Eric Morgan checks into the game.
Yeah, Joe will go 8 or 9 deep on his bench.
Left side, nice offensive setup to be on the right. It's nearly caught in a trap and another turnover. So the Walnut Hills defense has been very good inside the arc to this point. Walnut Hills ball, or Milford ball, excuse me.
Yeah. Good call. The officials were looking at that, and I did see it come off the. Here's a replay. You can see it come off the Walnut Hills. I think that was Floyd's, who was the last to touch it.
Quick pass. See lots of quick passes. This Milford team. Niang looked like a baseline drive. He kicks it out. 3-point shot will not fall. Rebounded easily underneath for Walnut Hills. Finley brought it down before passing it off. 3-point shot off the front of the iron. Rebound underneath. Stick back won't go. Niang with a one-handed rebound. And now gets it stolen away. He was complaining for a foul. And
he got picked.
Walnut Hills kept playing. So great rebound, just couldn't secure the basketball. 3-pointer, left side.
Oh, man.
Nothing but nylon.
Wow, Bostic's already got his game average at 9. He's got 9 of the 11 tonight for Walnut Hills.
Walnut Hills can't seem to miss at this point. Niang just inside the 3-point line, passes it off. 3-pointer from up top, rattles in and out for Hannah. Walnut Hills comes up with the ball again. 2-on-2, pass off, up and off the glass, and it falls through for Pointer.
Timeout Milford, yep.
So Milford, all of a sudden, it was an 8-5 game, and Walnut Hills goes on an 8-0 run. It's 13-5.
Here's a replay here. Nice steal. You see Floyd bringing it, does a little no-look pass to Bostic, and he lays it up and in.
Milford, really, the mistakes have been self-inflicted with the turnovers.
Yeah.
They're going to have to find a way to take better care of the ball. They've had enough good looks at the basket to this point.
Absolutely, and I tell you, you give Walnut Hills, they're playing both ends of the court, and number 35, McKinney, who's only a freshman, Glenn.
Amazing.
He's really owning both ends of the on the boards. He's making that extra effort, keeping the ball alive on the offensive side and hauling down those rebounds on the defensive side. So
not too often you get a 6'7" freshman.
Yeah.
Even if it is the old coach's extra inch or two, he's still a really tall young man for a freshman.
Yeah, right. Put a little more meat on those bones and grow a couple inches, it'll really do something.
Milford back after the early timeout.
Nice hands.
Yep, turnover again. Milford's going to take it right back. Dickerson going to get an out-of-bounds call on the Eagles, on the Milford Eagles, excuse me. It'll be Walnut Hills ball directly across from the Milford bench. Substitution for Walnut Hills. Checking into the game is Kellen Porter, along with Israel Bradford.
Walnut Hills taking some size off the court, looks like they're putting some speed out there, Glenn.
Chase Hurnell's going to check in for Milford in place of Eli Dickerson. Yeah, I agree.
I was watching Bradford during warm-ups, and he can hit the three, so Milford better watch out.
Nice pass inside, but tipping it out of bounds was Floyd. pass was just a little too far out in front of him, and he tapped it out. So again, with the pressure on the ball coming down, Milford does a nice job hanging on to it at this point. This is where they've had trouble, is once they're trying to get the offensive set in motion. Walnut Hill's been very aggressive.
Oh, they are.
You're always going to get lots of hand checking or close defensive play when you're playing Walnut Hills. Three-pointer, left side, rattles through for Eric Morgan.
Immediate impact, he comes in, hits a three.
Walnut Hills tries to answer back, that one won't go. Rebound underneath by Hurnell.
Last touch by Walnut Hills, Milford ball down in the far right-hand corner of the court.
Substitution for Walnut Hills. Trent Boardman checks into the game. 2:17 remaining in the opening quarter. Walnut Hills 13, Milford 8. If you're listening and not watching. We'll reset after getting the ball inbound safely.
Oh, almost lost it.
Almost. Spin move.
Double dribble, yeah, absolutely. And it got caught in that nowhere's land. He didn't know what to do, right? Nobody around to pass it, so.
Jack Ackerman's going to come in, add some height underneath for Milford. Walnut Hills substitutions continue. Pointer back in, and Aaron Odom checks into the game for the first time.
I think you're right.
Rapid fire subs
yeah, right.
here in the first 6 minutes of this game.
Put your head on a swivel, Glenn.
Yep. 2 team fouls for Milford, none. It's Walnut Hills as of yet. Early start time here tonight due to no JV game. You got the memo about that. Able to catch us on time. Walnut Hills just moves the ball.
Yeah, they do.
Wow. And what a soft shot for Kellen Porter. Just floated through the air and through the basket. Walnut Hills out in front, 16-8. Baseline drive, passes it off. Quick ball movement on the perimeter for Milford. Nobody open.
Stepped on the line, Glenn.
Yep.
Oh, is that a foul?
I thought he was pointing at the line. Let's go ahead.
Here's that three, to your point. Just smooth, look at that nice follow through, and I don't think that ball even touched the rim at all.
Foul is called on Max Pointer. Milford ball underneath their own basket. Pointer's first foul, team foul.
Boy, Glenn, to your point, Walnut Hills is relentless on that defense.
Milford's got to take better care of the basketball.
Yeah, as soon as that ball goes into Milford hands, there's 2 or 3 guys from Walnut Hills trying to knock it away, and they just did it again over there.
Right. You know, E. Nyang had a hot game the other night, and obviously Walnut Hills was aware of that. First points of the game for Trent Boardman, senior center.
That was a beautiful give and go.
Boy, look at the action underneath it. It's calmed down now, but Ackerman and Boardman were really going at it.
Well, you know, the officials are letting them play, which is, there's a double team. There it is again.
Another steal. Milford just could not figure out this Walnut Hills defense.
I don't know, I guess Cameron's going to try to ride it out until the end of the quarter. But Walnut Hills is really beating Milford to the punch on the ball.
They really are. I know Milford likes to pass a lot. We mentioned that earlier. They've got to take better care of the basketball.
Oh, Coach Cameron's not going to like that. Coach,
I don't know if he's going to huddle up.
I think they're going to overrule that.
Now we get the foul.
Yeah.
I believe that's the way.
Yeah, I do too. Good job by the officials getting together. At the end of the day, it's about just getting it right. You can see it here. Here's a replay.
It's going to happen right here.
Yeah.
Kellen Porter picks up his first foul, the team's second. Milford's able to inbound, but the Walnut Hills Eagles remain in man-to-man coverage, so there's really nowhere to go to with the ball. Unless you can outrun your man or get a screen set at this point.
Milford's they're going to get going. They only got like 5 seconds to go.
Picking up the dribble and nowhere to go with it. Now a foul down in the corner.
That's not a bad foul, actually, Glenn, to be honest with you. It's a non-shooting foul, so you only got 2.7 seconds to go. So Milford's, it's going to have to be a one pass and shoot.
Aaron Odom picks up team foul number 3, his first. And that's the problem. Milford getting somebody freed up that can shoot quickly. Hannah just inside the 3-point line. It's off the mark. So at the end of the first quarter, Walnut Hills 20, Milford 8.
Well, that was a great quarter for the Walnut Hills Eagles. Scoring 20 points, really playing both ends of the court, very aggressive on defense. So, I mean, if you want to script it, that was scripted real well for Walnut Hills. On the flip side, Milford, to your point, though, they got to get a little better handling that basketball.
Yeah. We talked at the top of the show. Coach Rick said if they're hot, they got a chance. Well, they haven't had a chance to get hot because they keep turning the ball over. Walnut Hills being ultra aggressive. We're going to step away. We'll be right back. We're watching ICRC-TV Sports. Welcome back to ICRC-TV Sports. There you see Joe Cameron in the huddle with his Milford Eagles. Really telling on the stat sheet, courtesy of Sean Sell, Mike. Look at the turnover margin.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Milford 10, Walnut Hills 5.
Well, the other telling thing is Milford's 3 of 7 from 2 points and 2 of 4 from 3-point, 8 of 11 and 4 of 6. So Walnut Hills isn't missing much, Glenn.
Right. They are hot. They're aggressive on defense. And Milford with an uphill climb at this point if they want to try to draw closer before the half. Good pass after the drive into the lane.
Oh.
That is going to be tipped away and out of bounds. Right in front of the Walnut Hills bench. Substitution on the way for the Walnut Hills Eagles.
It was good defense on Dickerson. Denied that pass.
Pointer's going to check in at the next dead ball, it appears. In possession of the Milford Eagles now. The opening seconds of the second quarter. See what adjustments Milford tries to make to take better care of the ball. Got away with 1 minute. Three-pointer from up top. Won't go. Rebounded easily by Walnut Hills. All kinds of contact coming down the court, and now it's going to be Milford ball. Good show of sportsmanship there.
Yep.
By, excuse me.
You see the.
Got too many papers in front of me by Dickerson.
Yep.
Go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say the one thing that Walnut Hills didn't do the first period was turn the ball over a lot. There's the first possession. They got a little carried away down there and lost the ball. Maybe that's a good sign for the Eagles. But they are really denying hand of the ball on the inside, man. So they know where the points come from the Eagles. And so far they got 3 points in the first quarter.
Lying with a nice move there on McKinley. The senior on freshman action. The senior showed the young freshman something maybe he hadn't seen before. Three-pointer rattles around, rebounded underneath for Dickerson.
That ball was halfway down the cylinder.
Funny sport though.
Yeah.
Lying almost in a little bit of trouble. He was able to dribble out of it. Really like the way Walnut Hills is setting up these traps.
Yeah. There it is.
Lots of contact, and Bostic just reached in and took it, passes it off, up and off the glass. 2 points for Max Pointer. One on the way.
That was a nice no-look pass by Bostic. Here it is. He knows he's coming up, boom. Gets the layup and is fouled on the way to the basket.
Number 11, Alex Hannon, is first.
Substitution, Ethan Owens coming into the game for Milford, taking place of Eric Morgan. At the free throw line, it will be Pointer for his free throw trip for either team tonight.
Yeah. Nice to see Coach Cameron coaching up and down there, giving that encouragement.
Pointer completes a three-point play.
Largest lead of the night when they're up 13.
23 to 10. Three-pointer, a little short, would not go. Now Walnut Hills moves the ball quickly down the court. Nice move in the paint, in all kinds of traffic. It will not go. Rebounded underneath. Walnut with a stick back and tip. Won't go. Boy, how physical is it?
Oh my God, they are banging bodies in there. And it's great the officials are letting them play, right? That's great.
Yeah, boy, There's a lot of chest bumping and back bumping and everything else bumping down.
Yeah. Walnut Hills had some good looks, just couldn't get the ball in. Good. Oh my Lord!
Yeah, not a good decision that time by Hurnell. He dribbled into trouble and then didn't have anywhere to go with it.
We've seen that a couple times already tonight on Milford.
Milford usually pretty disciplined with the passing, and it's been tough tonight. Struggle for control. Walnut Hills comes up with it. It's Bostic with the ball. Pass it around on the perimeter. Milford looks to be in the pack line defense. Yeah. Joe Cameron signatures.
Absolutely.
He passes it off. Good ball movement. Three-pointer from the left side. Swish. Boy.
Man, I tell you what, they are really taking advantage of their possessions. And the other thing, Glenn, is they're using some time off that clock.
Yes. Three-pointer from Milford. Well off the mark for Owens. Walnut Hills with the ball. Quick three-pointer coming up from the left side. Off the mark. Rebounded by Owens. He's nearly double-teamed. Walnut Hills won't pursue it. Owens comes down, runs into a little bit of trouble, saves it, and a desperation shot.
They're going to call offensive goaltending, absolutely.
Going to be waved off on Hannah, who's there hoping for a stick back, but
here it is right here.
In the replay, checking back in, Boardman and Bradford for Walnut Hills.
I think that ball was going in, Glenn. I think what happened, to your point, Hannah just got up there and he had to grab onto something.
I really thought, it looked to me like he thought it was going to miss, and he was hoping for the stick back coming off the glass. Didn't think it was going to go through. Boardman exerts his presence quickly underneath. He has 5 in the game now, 28-10. But it's been all Walnut Hills. Milford just with 2 points so far, and we're approaching the halfway mark of the second quarter. 2 points in this quarter, I should clarify. And a foul.
Not really much to say other than Walnut Hills is putting a whooping on them so far, Glenn. We're going to see Ackerman come in for Hannah. They're going to try and get that big body over there on Boardman.
And Hannah, it's his second foul now, so Coach Cameron's going to sit him down. Obviously, Walnut Hills is keen on him being the leading scorer for Milford. Got to keep him out of foul trouble for the second half.
Yep.
There's lots of people there. I know we've said it a few times. Pointer adds to his point total. Another Milford turnover. Coach Cameron is frustrated to say the least.
He's got to call timeout. There it is.
A savvy move by the freshman Tyler McKinley.
That was a great move.
Didn't look like a freshman to me, but it is now 32-10 with 3:35 remaining in the first half.
Glenn, I think you mentioned it just a few seconds ago. Milford's only scored 1 bucket here in the second half. Here's that McKinley, nice move, lays it off the glass and in. Coach Rick, we talked about it's the offense, right? Quite honestly, they're not playing both ends of the court. They're not playing any defense either.
I think they're so frustrated offensively.
I think you're right.
It's carrying over to the defensive side of the ball.
I agree.
It's not taking anything away from Walnut Hills. They're 11-2, 7-1 in the conference coming into this game, so they're obviously a very good basketball team. But, as we noted earlier, this game matchup was tied at halftime back before the holidays.
Well, and think about it. Owen Murray's not in the game, not playing tonight for Walnut Hills. So, some of the other guys are stepping up. Well, see what Coach Cameron's going to do. I mean, at this point in time, we're looking at him over here. He needs a basket is what he needs, right?
Yeah.
Guys, give me a basket.
Right. You want to say, you've got to figure out a way to set up more screens, but the problem is they're turning the ball over before they can even get the screen set. Or Walnut Hills is stealing it, depending on the situation.
Yep.
But, Milford, again, noted for usually being a good passing team, and they're just not getting that opportunity tonight because of the aggressiveness of Walnut Hills.
Here they go. They're picking the ball up at the three-quarter court.
Milford looking to be a little more patient and deliberate coming out. After that timeout, nearly losing it, but recovering it is Bodley. He's passed inside, but nowhere to go with it. Trying to get it to the big man, Ackerman, who's up on Boardman, but a three-pointer is going to go up and won't fall for Owens. Battle for control underneath. Walnut Hills ball. Walnut substitution coming into the game. Kellen Porter again. He's going to come in for Pointer. Take his 7 points to the bench for a breather.
Yeah.
Under 3 minutes now. 32-10 Walnut Hills.
Milford now switching off to man-to-man on defense. There's a moving block.
It's going to be on Boardman.
No arguments on that one. That was pretty obvious.
Into the game for Walnut Hills and Odom.
Yeah, Glenn, look around. Got a nice crowd tonight here. Nice to see some butts in the stands for a change.
Definitely is. Feels almost halfway normal. I'm calling a game with a mask on. That
Well, that's
still doesn't feel normal. Protocol. So,
great hands.
yeah, Nying tying it up down there. The referee would not call it. Nying could not tie it up to the referee's satisfaction. Walnut Hills maintains possession. And we're going to get a foul on Bodley.
It's Milford's 5th foul.
Fouls on number 22, Austin Bodley. His first, team's 5th.
Ball will be inbounded between the scorer's table and the Milford bench by Odom. Brings it into the backcourt, and here we go. Bradford brings it down for Walnut Hills.
Oh, a nice screen.
Yeah, well, everything was down low.
Yeah.
Left the upper half wide open. Milford was desperately trying to put something together. Ryan holding on to the ball.
2 minutes to go, Glenn.
Coach Cameron is saying go, go, go. Ryan really lost his footing, goes into a bunch of traffic and a foul.
Yeah. Waving off the basket as well.
Gonna get Ryan with the charge.
Here it is right here.
Foul number 2 for him.
You
so-
saw he lost his footing right there. Is actually that
Yep.
kind of contributed to the, or actually contributed to him being a little out of control.
Right. He goes to the bench with 2 fouls. 1:45 remaining in the opening half. Milford trailing by 22. Just gonna put that up.
I did too. He hasn't taken a shot yet today.
Bradford gets forced out of bounds by Bodley.
Bradford got away with one. To me, it looked like he gave him the old hip there to push him out of bounds, but that's me. Milford's just dying, praying for a basket here. They only scored 2 points this whole second quarter.
They just can't do the things they're used to doing. Yet another turnover. That one won't go, but a nice stick back will fall through for Will Otten. 7 Walnut Hills Eagles have scored in this game so far.
There's a block.
My goodness.
Yeah, it's
Ackerman just couldn't get to it.
What could go wrong is going wrong for Milford, right?
Right. I was trying not to use the when it rains it pours cliche, but it's a gully washer right now.
Jump ball here. Possession arrow favors the Eagles.
Trevor Eames going to check into the game.
You know, as Coach Cameron, you just got to forget about the first half and come out and pretend you're starting the game over, right?
I don't want to say the offensive game plan hasn't worked because of the turnovers. We don't know, but they're going to have to try something different.
Now they're going to get a foul underneath, Glenn. You talk about all that banging. I think they're going to get Borgman for a foul.
Yeah, Borgman and Ackerman going at it away from the ball. So
Yeah.
that's Borgman's second. Milford ball underneath their basket. Morgan will try to inbound it. Brandon Gassett checks into the game for Walnut Hills.
Smart move there by Coach Walnut Hills to get him out of there. You don't want him to pick up a cheap third foul.
Oh, there's something. See your center up top very often. All right, Milford trying to decide what to
It's
do
interesting.
here.
This is interesting.
Waiting for the last shot. I think the end result is sort of the same there. Another Milford turnover, unfortunately, for Milford Eagles fans. Hills will try to dribble it out for the last
I
shot.
can imagine.
Oddly being very aggressive, trying to reach in. Morgan tried to go after it as well.
Oh, nice move.
Look at that. Lane,
Nice move.
yeah, Lane opened wide up, shot won't go. Ackerman's size comes in handy for the rebound. A desperation shot leaves the hands as the clock expires, and your score 34-10 at halftime. Milford was outscored 14-2 in 8 minutes of varsity basketball.
Yeah, we don't see that very often.
That's how tough the sledding is underneath right now. We're going to step away for halftime. Mike and I will be back to review the halftime stats. You're watching ICRC-TV Sports.
Julia, are you ready to play band with us? I'm gonna play my clarinet.
And Elmo's gonna play his drum. Drum loud.
Oh, well, you know what to do, Julia.
Julia knows.
With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music. Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
I was physically at school, but my mind wasn't at school. I had problems at home. That's when I met Narnese. She started helping me a little bit, like, Nia, I don't know what you're doing, but your future is more important. She's my strength. It takes a village to help somebody get their diploma. It changes your whole life.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. Yeah. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. What to expect when you're expecting
Like here?
a teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to teen-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys. Preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
Ready for the... Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
When I was growing up, my mom was extremely tidy. We were trained to put things back where we got them from. One day, when I walked into my mom's house, I felt like I walked to someone else's house. There was stuff everywhere, and just growing up the way I grew up and to see this transition was very alarming.
When Sean talked to me, it was a wake-up call, and that's when I went to the doctor.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps! Did Pete saying mean things bother you?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
Sometimes the things we do or say can make others feel hurt, excluded, or isolated. Everything you say and do creates an impact.
How am I supposed to save the whole world?
You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person.
Because of you, someone's entire life can change. You don't have to be a superhero to have a positive impact.
Friends?
Friends.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Good morning, Uglyville!
Every ugly doll is unique.
I'm Moxie.
Bobo.
Wait.
Call me Slick Doll.
What?
And every child is too.
They can be pretty lovable.
That's why when you travel, you should make sure your child is in the right seat for their age and size.
This is why you're the wisest doll in town.
Well, keep them safe by visiting nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Isn't that right, gibberish cat?
Couldn't be better.
Find the right seat today.
I'll be right back. Hi. You think you're probably sober?
Yeah.
But you're thinking about taking the back roads home, just in case. If you're probably sober, then why would you do that? Good choice.
Probably okay isn't okay. If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
That's a full glass of wine. I'll be chatting you later.
See that? Whoa, we scored? Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Wait, why does my face look like that?
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
My text-to-emoji ratio has gotten a little out of hand.
A little?
Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Yo, Scott.
Hey.
I'm heading out, man. You want to ride?
No, I got my car, but I actually really need to go to the bathroom.
Oh, you know what? I was just in there. The line is like 10 people long.
You know, I think I'll just...
Dude, are you okay?
You wouldn't believe what I was just thinking. I am definitely buzzed.
Yeah.
I think I will take this, and I will take that ride home.
Smart man.
Did you see how that dog was looking at me?
Welcome back to ICRC-TV coverage of Walnut Hills at Milford. You see a turnover on the replay, and Mike, the turnover stats just jump off the stat sheet at you right now.
Yeah, I'll give you a couple numbers, Glenn. Milford's had 17 turnovers, and those 17 turnovers have turned into 22 points for the Walnut Hills off of turnovers. Here's a couple other telling statistics. 10 fast break points to 0. Obviously, the turnovers contribute to that as well. In the paint, 14-4 in favor of Walnut Hills, and the bench scoring is 11-3. It's not hard to believe what the score is that all this major statistics are dominated by Walnut Hills.
Walnut Hills has had 7 players enter the scorebook with points, with the leading scorer being Javion Bostic with 9. For Milford, just 3 players, Nyang with 4, Alex Hanna with 3, well off his average, and Eric Morgan with 3.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that is it. So, like I said, I think Milford's got to just pretend like this is the game start right now. They're not going to score 24 points on one shot, so they got to work their way back into this. See if they can turn this into a game.
There is no 24-point play.
Right.
In basketball, especially. So Walnut Hills ball to start the second half, based on alternating possession.
Nope.
was looking down at my clipboard. He dribbled off his foot there, Mike.
Yeah, he did. He just dribbled right off his foot.
Walnut Hills with a rare turnover. Gives Milford an opportunity for the first meaningful offensive possession of the second half. In the lane, Bodley off the glass, good for 2. It's a good start for Milford.
Yeah, absolutely.
The fact that the lane was open was a good start. Walnut had been clogging that up pretty good. 2 Walnut Hills turnovers in a row. Sorry, Mike.
That's uncharacteristic there.
Oregon being closely guarded by Boston, but able to get it into the Milford offensive half court. Bostic kicks it out. It's going to go to Hannah. There's a whistle.
You know what? Walnut Hills has got to watch out for just being complacent, right? Oh, we're up 24 or 22 points. There's still a lot of basketball to be played here.
Right.
They can't get silly and do a bunch of turnovers because that tide can turn real quick.
Absolutely. Well, Milford, when given the opportunity to run their offense, we know can score. They just haven't given themselves many opportunities. We won't beat that dead horse much longer. Good ball movement by Milford. Shot goes up just inside the arc and falls through for Hannah.
Good sign for Milford.
5 points. Only his second basket of the night, the first one being a tray, obviously. Approaching 6:45 in quarter number 3. Good handoff by Walnut Hills. That ball.
That should have been was over the top there.
Hit
how they missed that.
The gear up top, and to your point, and then McKinley is going to finish that off for Walnut Hills.
That's what Coach Cameron, he's still working the sidelines of that official.
That's hey, listen. Understandable.
It's
pull
over.
Up. Sorry, Bodley.
It's over with, right? You got to move on.
Bodley with the pull up from 15. It would not go. Walnut Hills rebounds easily. Bradford passed up another 3-point opportunity.
Nice defense there.
Deflected away in the paint. Milford comes up with it.
It's more than nice defense there. Knocked it away from behind.
So Bradford pick up his first foul of the game. Team second so far in the first 2 minutes, 4 seconds. Quarter number 3.
Coach Hill, he wants them to start running their offense. Oh, nice move.
Yeah, sure was. Ethan Owens making his presence known despite the height disadvantage he faced underneath.
Milford coming out, scoring 6 quick points. There's another turnover.
Another turnover for Walnut.
Nice defense from behind. I wonder if Coach Hill might be thinking about if Milford comes down and scores another basket, maybe calling timeout.
Pointer comes back into the game. Take the place of Bostic. Also coming into the game is Kellen Porter. He will take the place of Floyd. Milford ball underneath their own basket. 5:27 remaining.
Better get it in. Nice.
Not a great pass. Walnut Hills comes up with it. Struggle for control. Milford comes up with it. Now we got a one-on-one. Got a blocking foul going to be called, and Pointer came up from behind and swatted it away.
He sure did. Where did that come from? Boy, I didn't realize he had that kind of hops. Look, here's a replay. He's trailing, and he's coming from behind. Wow.
See, I know replays not always reliable, but kind of looked like the feet were set there. Dickerson, there's the scorebook.
He's only a 36% free throw shooter. And he gets them both. That'll help his average.
Definitely will. First 2 points of the game.
So Milford on a 8-2 run here to start the third quarter.
It's amazing what 10 minutes in the locker room can do sometimes. Which you can't get done in a 60-second timeout or 30-second timeout. Baseline drive, good defense by Dickerson. Walnut Hills hangs on to the basketball.
Boy, Milford's really stepped their defense this third quarter. When that ball movement that Walnut has early in the first half really is slowed down.
3-pointer from the left side, off the mark. Baskets won't fall at this end now.
Hannah. That's a start on
Hannah. Yep,
Yeah.
he'll be taking a seat, I would presume. Maybe not.
Coach Cameron rolling the dice here.
He's the leading scorer out there when being doubled up, 36-18. So Hannah will continue to play with 3. Walnut ball, they go way up top for the big man, McKinley. He tracks it down, excuse me, what I was trying to say. And then now it's going to dribble inside the arc and travel.
Yep. Good defense there by Hannah.
So doesn't always work as planned, but it looks like Coach Cameron said, let's force them into a couple turnovers, get some easy baskets, and see what happens.
Yep. Put Hannah on the line for 2 now.
So far, Walnut Hill's the frustrated team
in
the second half. Borgman's going to come back in after the first free throw.
You can see there he got hit right on the hand as he went up to the basket. Put him on the line for 2. Coach Hill's trying to look for that combination. He's made quite a few substitutions here in this third period, trying to find a combination that can work.
Yeah, Bostic comes back in now. McKinley will take a seat, so trade McKinley for Borgman, the senior. And rattles through for Hannah. 7 points in the game now.
Ackerman's coming in for Hannah. Smart move by Cameron. You don't want him to pick up a cheap foul. Now that, when you're on a little run here, you're only down 16. You were down a lot more than that to begin the third period.
Right.
So
you're down 24.
Right.
Physicality, and it's really working for Milford in this half where it wasn't. In half number 1, Eric Morgan, his second bucket of the game, 5 points now.
Well, I tell you what, Milford's really cutting into this lead. This is pretty significant here, Glenn.
I'd like to be a fly on the wall to hear what changed the tune in the locker room, because Milford looks like a totally different team.
Yes, they do.
Kellen Porter gets his 7th point of the game.
Only their 4th point this quarter. Boy, there's a big mismatch underneath.
Bodley on Borgman, that's the most height you got besides Ackerman out there. Eric Morgan with his 2nd tray of the game. Give him 8 points. 3:15 remaining in the third quarter. Milford has narrowed it down to a 13-point deficit, so a little more manageable than what they were looking at the end of the first half.
Yeah, Glenn, they get this thing under 10 going into the 4th quarter. That's
why you have Ackerman in there to take on Borgman.
Yep, there it worked exactly as it was drawn up to do. I wonder if that Borgman with there's another basket.
Rattled in and out from Morgan. That wasn't fair.
I called that way too early.
Yeah, Morgan with a nice turnaround J. You thought it was going to go, and Rem had other ideas. Borgman goes up against Ackerman. Ackerman fights it off, where Borgman couldn't get a good look, and then Ackerman gets the rebound. Baseline drive, kicking it back out. Milford will reset up top.
Coach Cameron's got to love what he see. The hustle on the Milford. There's 3.
Off the mark. Rebounded underneath by Borgman.
You're right, Glenn. It's a totally different team coming out of halftime.
Deficit's down to 13 as we approach the 2-minute mark. Quarter number 3.
Milford's going to stay in that man-to-man defense. Coach Rick talked about playing a lot of zone, but they've really changed that up, going man-to-man. This quarter really has turned the tide.
Yeah, good adjustment.
Yeah.
Good adjustment for sure. Can't do the same thing over and over again and expect it to work,
That's
right?
True.
Hill's going to be a little more deliberate, going to try to keep Milford from offensive possessions, it appears.
That's interesting. And when they were attacking, they were really putting the ball in the hoop.
I think they're a team more accustomed to attacking than playing stall ball, as it were. Drive in, pass, nice to Boardman, and it falls through. 8 points in the game for Boardman.
Nice drive to the hoop by Bradford. Left Borgman wide open under the basket, laid it up and in.
Bodley with a good matchup, but he gets it stolen right out of his hand, but the ball will stay with Milford after it's deflected out of bounds. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, you can see it here by Bradford. He drives in, Little reach around to Borgman under the basket, lays it up and in. That was picture perfect. Little around the back there pass by Bradford.
Purnell comes into the game for Morgan. Just about a minute remaining in the quarter. Ackerman.
There you go.
His first points of the game.
Those are 2 bonus points. Ackerman getting in the scorebook. Down to 13. See what they're going to do here. See if they're going to try and hold the last shot. It'll be a long hold.
Especially the way Milford's coming after the ball in this quarter.
Right.
Just 6 points in this quarter for Walnut Hills. Milford was 17. So tides have turned from quarter number 2 to quarter number 3 for sure.
It looks like Walnut Hills is definitely going to try to hold for the last shot here. Though I thought maybe they, on that last drive to the basket, I thought maybe they're going to lay it up. Nope, they're going to hold it.
Yeah, smart move by Coach Hill. Try to keep momentum on Walnut's side if they're able to score and have their team go into the final quarter. Some positive feelings, which they definitely will after an impressive basket by Israel Bradford. Surprisingly, his first points of the night.
Yeah, Glenn, you couldn't have drawn that up any better. They held the ball for almost 48 seconds. Then they put the ball in the hoop with about 2 seconds left to go in the quarter. So the lead's back up to 15.
17-8 scoring advantage for the Eagles in quarter number 3. There you see our cable TV replay schedule for our Spectrum and Optics customers. If you're tuning in live tonight on our website, thanks for tuning in. If you found us on demand at our website, ICRC-TV.com, thank you as well.
Well, Glenn, Milford cut into the lead pretty significantly. They still got a big hill to climb.
They definitely did, but yeah, all the credit in the world to Milford and the coaching staff for the adjustments they made, because it looked like a totally different team coming out of halftime.
It looked like more like the team we were expecting to see tonight on the Eagles.
Okay, Milford still with some work to do. They trail by 15, but very impressive third quarter has made this one doable. They do not have a great record when trailing by this many points going into the fourth quarter, but never say never.
No, that's why you lace them up and play the game.
Absolutely. Okay, here we go. We're underway. Fourth quarter of regulation.
Glenn, I like Morgan. I like the way he manages and distributes that ball.
Done a really nice job, that's for sure.
Yeah, he's only a sophomore.
Things on the horizon for him. Really a heavy senior team for Milford this year. So good to get some of those younger players with some meaningful playing time to prepare for next season.
They're going to need it, and looking at that roster, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 underclassmen on that whole roster. To your point, everybody else is seniors. This is an interesting. We're going to bring Ackerman way up off the top.
Yeah, bring him up on McKinley. McKinley beats Ackerman. Nice pass off to Floyd, but they'll kick it back out to reset.
Interesting. Milford goes into his zone. Actually, no, they're backing it out to a man-to-man now.
Big man on the big man way up top. I think they were in man.
Yeah, there's a foul.
Ackerman picks up his first foul. As we said earlier, they're letting him play.
Yeah, that's only the second foul here for Milford. Walnut Hills with 4.
And riding the ball right in front of the Walnut Hills Eagles bench, Colin Miller. Down without incident.
Here we go again, little one-on-one between Ackerman and McKinley.
Was holding his own for a moment. McKinley finally got around him. Now it's a tussle between those two underneath. And
jump ball.
Some contact and a jump ball. McKinley never firmly had it in his possession. Jack got in there and knocked it away. That definitely helped.
Walnut Hills ball, right? Yeah, you know, you're going to get into a wrestling match with Ackerman. I think he's going to win it. He's a big kid.
Now Deucey will come in for Ackerman. Walnut Hills did a really nice job of staying close to the ball inbounding and really preventing Milford from getting out to play good defense on that inbounds play.
Yep.
A lot of times those inbound plays are gimme, but under your basket it's a little tougher.
Yep.
Walnut did a nice job of freeing up a player to pass it to. McKinley in all kinds of trouble.
There's 4th foul on Hannah. That looks like a frustration foul.
I think they're going to call that inducing.
Oh, they are? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Interesting.
His first foul. McKinley will go to the free throw line for the first time this evening. She has 6 points thus far. The free throw will not go.
Yeah, he struggles at the free throw line, Glenn. He's only averaging a rate around 28%. So
he's a freshman.
He's a freshman, yeah. He'll work on that, Aaron. There you go. Nice.
Hey, remember Shaq shooting free throws?
Yeah, right.
Sometimes a big man only has to be okay at shooting free throws.
Yeah.
Milford trailing by 16. Approaching 6 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. High floater will not go. Ball will stay down with Milford. It was tapped out of bounds by Floyd, who really had skied up to get the ball and just couldn't hang on to it. His last touch by him.
Walnut Hills picking up their on the defense and putting a lot more pressure on the ball again, like we saw in that first half.
This Floyd-Hannah matchup's going to be fun to watch as well. It's already getting pretty chippy down there. Trying to go up and stripped. It's Hurnell, but the foul.
See that foul's on.
Colin Miller, I believe.
Is that what they?
Information.
Number 10.
Chase Harrell on the line.
I haven't seen his name wrong all night. I'm sorry to Chase and his family. I wrote it down as Hurnell. My apologies.
It's a 53% free throw shooter. Made the first one.
And the 2 falls through. 2 points in the game. 5:45 remaining. Losing the dribble was Boston, but he's able to hang on to it. Foul away from the ball?
Yeah. It's Milford's 5th foul.
Dickerson picks up his 2nd foul. Inbounds underneath their own basket. Now they were trying to get it over to the middle. Deflected away. A valiant effort, but the geometry just didn't work on that one.
I was say you have to be a contortionist to be able to get that up. Nice move by McKinley.
9 points now.
Well, he as a freshman, he's got good ball awareness.
Milford needs some points here. I hate to say it with 5 to go, but you're starting to run out of time. Timeout Milford is going to be a 30-second timeout.
Right.
Coach Cameron realized he's going to have to draw something up to try to get some points quickly here.
Yeah, Glenn, it's what, 17-point lead. So Walnut Hills is built back into that lead that Milford cut in there in that 3rd period. To your point, Glenn, the clock is now your enemy.
And 5:05 remaining in the 4th quarter at this point. Boardman's going to check back in after the timeout. Good look at the Milford huddle there.
You know, Glenn, the officials have really let them play tonight. I mean, you know, most of the fouls we've seen have really been pretty easy to call, right? So they know they got some big bodies under there on both teams. Let them bang up there a little bit, and it's worked well for it. It's been an entertaining game, at least here in the second half.
Yeah, I totally agree. Sometimes you can get into those ticky-tack situations where it makes for a tedious game, and that has not been the case here at all. Deflected away and a foul. Boardman comes into the game and gets it right away. It's 3 on Boardman.
Number 30.
3 seconds. It's in the game 3 seconds.
He's the enforcer, right?
I guess. Well, yeah, you're right. I think it's an apt description. You just hope he can go more than 3 seconds
Yeah,
without
you're right.
fouling.
You're right.
And his free throw won't go.
Every team's got those players, right?
Yep. Talking about hockey, right?
Yes.
Oh, no, we're back to basketball.
Yeah.
See, the enforcer, you know.
The old slap shot
Slap
move.
shot.
For those out in the audience that have never seen that movie, you might want to watch it.
Great fun.
It is fun. I got a hockey stick downstairs that's signed by all the 3 Hanson brothers.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's good memorabilia.
Yeah.
Cool. Testing open, a wide open shot was Miller. Walnut will keep the offensive rotation moving.
Yeah, they're very content to keep moving that ball, looking for a good shot.
We're going to get more of the Boardman Ackerman show.
Oh, he traveled. All the travel. So here's a replay. You can see it's a great feed. He just shuffled his feet one too many times.
Lead holds at 16, approaching 420. Three-pointer, right side, in and out. Rebounded by Miller.
Really, Milford needed that to fall, Glenn. They needed those 3 points. Those were big.
Did everything but fall through, right?
There's a foul.
We're going to get a foul from behind on Morgan. That'll be his first.
Milford 6th.
Chase Dusing's going to come into the game for Hannah. Coming in for Walnut Hills, Kai Dietrich, which I believe will be his first appearance of the evening.
You know, Glenn, we talked about Milford having a 17-day layoff. They're going to have to try to make up a whole bunch of games in a short period of time.
Yeah, Sean So in our game notes pointed out 10 games in 16 days.
Yeah, that's a lot of games, assuming they can get them all in, right?
Right. Exactly right. So let's take a look at who they've got left coming up. Kings, Loveland, Anderson, Wentworth, Little Miami, Lebanon, Little Miami again, and ending the regular season at Turpin. So it's a pretty physical contest on the horizon.
Yeah, it's not an easy road ahead of them. That foul's on number 24, Kai Dietrich.
And Mike, I think at this point, it's, you know, of course you want to try to earn the best seed possible for the tournament, but really we just want to get to the tournament with everyone COVID-free and healthy.
Yeah.
But 10 games in 16 days, the physicality is going to wear on the Eagles.
It'd wear on anybody.
Yeah. I'm just going to say that I'm sure they're not the only team in that situation. I admittedly haven't followed the high school game closely this year because of a lot of the postponements and things that have occurred during this pandemic. We had a GMC matchup last week. Fairfield at Princeton postponed. Had several of those interrupt our broadcast schedule for ICRC.
And it won't be the last one either, unfortunately.
Yeah. That's just, until we get into some warmer weather and hopefully March, but maybe April. Folks can get back outside. Nice action in the lane, but the shot won't go. Dickerson comes up with it. Long pass to Bodley. Bodley, baseline drive, will kick it back out. Morgan for the 3. It won't go. And Milford used up all their luck in the third quarter, apparently. They're just not falling.
No, they're not. A little over 3 minutes to go and still down 16 points. Yeah, Glenn, hopefully when the weather turns a little warm, people can get outside a little bit more.
It's 4 on Boardman to still go to the bench. McKinley is going to come back in, as well as Porter. Yeah, let's hope it's an early spring. My goodness. Thought better things were ahead for 21, but so far 20's not been kind, or 21's not been kind.
No, it hasn't.
Boy, and the sports legends that have passed away.
I
Hank
know.
Aaron, Don Sutton.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a...
John Chaney, Temple coach today.
Just today, yeah. Well, he was always fun to watch on the side.
Never forget him and Kyle Perry when Kyle was at UMass. in the news conference barging in.
Oh, I do remember that. I do remember that. Yeah.
You got to go way back.
Yeah, for sure.
Hannah, long three, won't go. He's going to have a chance to track it down though. Since it was deflected by an Eagles player, he comes up with it. He's going to drive into the paint, kick it over to Bodley. Bodley's going to put it up from about 15 feet. It won't go, and a foul.
Wow. Sadie got him with the body.
Did not like that.
No, they did not. Late is actually a little late call there.
His second. Bodley would go to the free throw line for the first time this evening.
There you go.
That is through.
Laid down to 15. Yeah, Cheney, he was an animated coach, man. I think it was like 30 seconds into the game, the coat's off, the tie's loose, and away he goes.
And, you know, just a coach that personified his program, and certainly don't mean this in a negative way, but you just don't hear about Temple basketball since he retired like you did when he was on the bench, for sure.
Yep.
We probably hear about it a little bit more here in our area with the conference's affiliation, but just
not on the national level.
Yeah, not on the national level at all. So the Walnut Hills Eagles are going to go into stall mode.
Yeah, they're very content. 2 minutes to go.
13-point lead and 120 and so seconds. Hang on to it. Milford's going to have to start fouling.
Yeah, Coach Cameron's telling him to come out and get him. You got to.
It's your only choice. You let him hold the ball, you're never going to get it back. So you got to foul and roll the dice at the free throw line. Surprised they haven't as we approach 135.
Wow, there you go. Wow. Nice move. Ty Dietrich on that basket, boy, he's getting, and he's only a freshman as well, so.
His first points of the night.
Yeah.
Came in and had a couple fouls and found his way into the scoring book. And I don't know if those were his first points of the year, but he's getting all kinds of congratulations from his teammates in the huddle.
Let's see if he's even on there. Let's see if he's even on there. He averages 1.8 points per game. He's played in 5 games, so he's right at his average.
Coach Cameron takes a full timeout for Milford, trailing by 15 with 96 seconds to go. Not looking promising, but certainly not over yet. But you got to get some points here quickly and start the fouling, as we discussed a moment ago.
You got to get it to under 10, and then you can start doing that. So you got a ways to go.
Here we go. Milford ball underneath the Walnut basket.
They're going to pick up the ball.
Yeah, 3/4.
Yep. Try to get Milford to use up some more of that clock. Off the foot.
Kicked it, yeah. The Rings dribbled in, was trying to pass it. It was deflected away off the foot. Walnut Hills players.
Interesting lineup for Milford. Ackerman or Hannah is in the game right now.
Coach Cameron may be conceding a little bit of younger look on the floor.
Yep.
High arcing shot, will not go. Rebounded underneath by Miller. And Coach Hill's going to take a timeout.
Yeah, he might be getting some guys in himself. Looks like he's going to get some of those guys into the game here.
So we'll look into the crystal ball here with some younger players on the floor for what next season and beyond is going to look like.
Yeah, you might as well get them some playing time, right?
Yeah. Well, you know, it's a cliche, but we say it in football and we say it in basketball. Nothing beats live game reps.
Yeah.
Hard to simulate this in practice.
You know, we
used to beating and banging on each other every day after school.
We talked about how Milford has a lot of seniors on their squad. I look down here at Walnut Hills, Glenn, and they've only got 4 seniors on there. So they're going to have a lot of returning players, a lot of freshmen and sophomores on their roster as well. So
yeah, some freshmen that have gotten significant playing time and points tonight. Bradford with 2, McKinley obviously. Charles Dietrich. Morgan gets 2 more. 10 points in the game for him now. So we approach 45 seconds. Milford trails by 13. Let him play.
Yeah, you might as well. Unless it's really a flagrant foul, they're just going to let him bang it around there.
Milford, to their credit, made it interesting in the third quarter.
Yep.
Shows that they're not a team that will fold when the chips are down. Just couldn't carry that momentum over into quarter number 4. There's a turnover for Walnut. Racing down the floor with a one-on-one. Will not go. Producing. Walnut rebounds it. Under 10 seconds now.
I think that'll be the final shot tonight, Glenn.
If we even shoot it.
Yeah, they're not going to shoot it. Final score 47-34. Walnut Hills comes in here and goes home with a victory, Glenn.
Walnut Hills just 5 points in that quarter, but Milford only with 7. So
yeah.
Very well defensed. Very well defensed third quarter by both teams. Mike, your final thoughts?
Well, to your point, Glenn, we saw the Milford team in the third quarter. Unfortunately, they couldn't sustain it into the fourth quarter. Walnut Hills was able to build that lead back up and walked out here with a victory. So, to your point, Walnut Hills is a good team. 11-2. We weren't surprised. I think we're a little surprised on the effort, not the effort, the outcome of tonight's score for the Eagles.
Well, great. Well, thanks to our executive producer, Jason Dudley, tonight's producer and director, Dean Lowry, and our crew. For my partner, Mike Lorienti, I'm Glenn Olson. Thanks for tuning in. You've been watching ICRC-TV Sports.
Good night.